Hey everybody, welcome to a very special edition of the Control Room podcast. Me and Romo are trying to do a nighttime version, but we're going to release it probably tomorrow morning just so we can be the first sports talk show of your morning. We got a lot to talk about today, man. Hey man, football's back. Football's back, and the Cowboys had a big game on Sunday night. The Toronto and Boston, they had an awesome game 7. Congrats to the Boston Celtics moving forward. Greek Freak is out. He unfollowed all his teammates on social media. We don't know what that means. And you know what? There's one really disappointing team that I'm forgot to mention: the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets, man, they went out in 5 games.
Nice shirt, Mike. Nice shirt.
Man, can you believe Houston went out in 5 games? Like, that's embarrassing. You know, I think that's all the sports stories, right? Am I missing anything?
Yeah.
What am I missing?
I don't know. There was this big game 6 today. I don't know. Did you hear about it?
Was there a game today? I thought it was just football today.
No, there was a basketball game.
Who played?
Oh, it's funny you ask. It's this other team from LA that is not very good. Doesn't have a very good history.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry, in my mind, I'm drawing a blank. What happened today?
Well, let's see. That aforementioned team blew another big lead, as they have been known to do. It's becoming a pattern.
Yeah. I don't want to say I'm in a dark place. I don't want to use that.
You know what?
I want to use
I
that.
want to give you credit. First off, I want to give you credit for facing the music, because I didn't think you were going to want to do the pod tonight after that debacle.
I went through a lot of emotions tonight. Some people call it being on tilt. My head was spinning, man. Like, I was upset when I saw the game was at 10 a.m. because I was like, all right, this is going to determine my whole day. Okay. And
ruin your day?
Man, hey, just like last time, starting off good, starting off strong, up 16 points, up 19 points. And then it starts to happen. I started getting Josh Smith highlights in my head back from when we blew the lead against Houston, Corey Brewer threes. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing that lead dwindle each time. And we just keep reaching. We keep fouling. We keep putting them on the free throw line. We just can't hit a shot. We can't hit a shot whatsoever. Just little known fact, did you know in the last 7 games, Lou Will is shooting less than 10% from the three-point line?
I did not know that.
You know that?
Did not know that.
Did you know that the reigning 6th man of the year, Montrezl Harrell, is currently on a milk carton? Like, we have yet to find him. I don't think he's entered the bubble yet, because this is not the guy who's been playing all year.
I mean, how quickly things can turn, Mike. You were so high on this team.
Whoa. I was telling you, last time we talked, when we lost game 5, I said, we got a big problem. I think I even told you it was going 7 games. Because I knew we was about to choke this game away. And listen, I was texting my buddy Rafi, friend of the pod. It's very difficult to score in the third quarter, right, when both hands are around your
Brent Miller style.
Man.
Choke job.
A team.
You guys choke worse than Jamal Murray's girlfriend.
This is why on YouTube, when I'm creating the videos, it asks me, is this video for kids? You're the reason why, because it's not for kids because of you. Okay. You proud of yourself for that one?
I feel bad for Doc Rivers, man. I feel bad for Doc Rivers. I mean, because I can hear him now. It's not all Kawhi's fault. There's others. Yeah.
Listen, and I see a lot of people on Twitter and the YouTube comments, fire Doc. He's terrible. He's overrated. He's already blown 2 3-1 leads before. Okay, the first 3-1 lead he blew was when he was an 8th seed with T-Mac going up against the Detroit Pistons. They had no business being up 3-1, okay? And Detroit just came back, and they were just a better team. The thing that happened against Houston benched James Harden, and Josh Smith and Corey Brewer turned into Stephen Clay. Okay, that was an anomaly, all right? We wasn't ready for that. Right now, man, listen, we already talked about Pandemic P. I said Lou Will is shooting less than 10% from the three-point line. Montrezl Harrell is missing in action. Pat Bev tonight had 2 points and 6 fouls. Okay, so
hey, I love that disappearing act in the fourth quarter. You guys played great for 3 quarters. You guys are the best 3-quarter team I ever seen.
Man, if I were to tell you Paul George was going to give us 33 points, okay, Kawhi's going to give you 25, so that's 58 points from your main stars.
And Lemon Pepper Lou, he gave you 14, right?
Look, man, I'm so sick of that dude. Okay, I'm looking at the bench. I'm like,
him no more.
I'm like, hey, give Reggie a shot. Hey, Pat Patterson, let's see. Hey, Yo Kim, dust them knees off, and let's see if you got something in you, man. Let me pull up some numbers for you real quick. I don't usually do this, but I was curious, man. So our starting lineup, like I said, you get 58 points from your forwards, Kawhi and Paul George. The rest of the starting lineup went a grand total of 3 for 13. Zubac
played basketball.
Zubac played 30 minutes, 1 for 6. Morris played 30 minutes, 1 for 5. And Pat Bev, like I told you, hey, 2 points, 6 fouls. Montrezl Harrell is unplayable at this point. Listen, man,
I get the feeling that you guys don't want to face. You don't want to face us. You don't want to face the Lakers.
I can't argue with you right now. Listen, this is what I really think is going on, to be honest with you. One, and I'm a part of this, and you know that meme where that guy's in court singing sorry, and I'm just going to be a better person, and I'm going to be stronger, okay? Like, I'm in that place right now, okay? After we beat y'all opening night, I was a little cocky. I was cocky with it, okay? I was strutting around. I didn't respect y'all. I still don't all the way respect you, but playoff Rondo is a real thing, and that has kind of changed the dynamic of your roster. With us, though, I really think the Clippers were cocky as hell. Obviously, with the Dame Lillard,
I try to tell you.
Obviously, with the Dame Lillard stuff, they were super over the top and wrong for that. Okay, the Dame time and 1, 2, 3 Cancun and all that. And keep in mind, it was the players who hadn't won shit, which is Paul George, Pat Bev, Montrez talking stuff when he wins 6th Man of the Award. His award talking about all his haters and blah, 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 blah. Listen, when it's gut check time and we need you to step up, Pat Bev is on the bench because he can't stop fouling. Paul George put up a beautiful 33 points. That probably was all through the first 3 quarters because I couldn't find him when we really needed a bucket. Okay, but I still can't really harp on him. So when people talk about Doc, right? What do you want him to do? These fools aren't making any shots, period. There's nothing you can do.
I mean, look, Doc Rivers, like you said, he's doing all he can. I mean, it's not like he's Mike D'Antoni and can't make adjustments. I mean, these guys aren't making shots.
I had to go on Clipper Twitter because the blasphemy got so bad. They were like, hey, Mike D'Antoni, you want a job? They were asking for Mike D'Antoni, the dude who just got...
Wait. You mean to tell me there's such a thing as Clipper Twitter?
Listen, man. Listen. You know what?
I did not know that.
Take your shots. Take your shots. Listen, I was in a bad place, okay? I was ready to disown the Clippers. I had to take a shower. I had to decompress. You see what I got on?
Yeah.
You see what I got on?
It's a nice shirt. Nice shirt.
Yes.
I really like the new uniforms, but it's the same old Clippers.
Romo, team.
Same old Clippers.
1 goal. It's time. Game 7.
Clippers are cursed.
Game 7. One of the greatest sayings in sports is Game 7. The Clippers will rise up they will finally become the team.
Will choke away another big lead, I'm sure.
They will finally become the team that they're supposed to be. They're going to put together 4 quarters of basketball because let me explain something to you. I watched the Nuggets play Utah Game 7. They got some tight sphincters in Game 7. Okay.
Tight sphincters.
Because what's his name? Murray was going off for 50 each game. They're putting up all these points. The damn Game 7 was almost in the 80s. It was almost like a 1990s playoff basketball game because, man, shots just don't fall like they usually do in a Game 7. Now, I am worried that they already got that experience under their belt, and they may take that into this Game 7. But I'm hoping all these shots, because the Nuggets don't miss in the second half.
The Joker was clowning you guys. He was shooting them Larry Bird high archers. It was embarrassing.
Listen, you know I had Joker as my regular season MVP. I have all the respect in the world for him. I had Denver finishing number 1 in the West with a record. So Denver, I was never sleeping on Denver. When we were up 3-1, I was a little surprised, which is why I was so upset we didn't close them out in Game 5 when we had the lead. But you got to give them some credit, man. They're playing big. They're showing heart. They didn't fall over. What I think the Clippers are guilty of is when we went up 3-1 and Doc Rivers is going to Laker games. Started thinking ahead. You started thinking ahead.
He's got to support his son.
Listen.
Austin, man.
What did Kobe used to say? Is the job finished? Is the job finished?
Speaking of what Kobe used to say, Kobe once said that the style of basketball that the Rockets play would never win a championship. And he was right.
Okay, yeah. I mean, listen, Clippers, you absolutely disgusted me the past 2 games. I was embarrassed to be a Clipper fan. I was at my wit's end. But guess what? I ain't no punk. I'm going to put my shirt on. I'm going to face the music. We're going to take care of business in Game 7. So now we can move on to everybody else.
Let's move on. Enough about the inferior team in LA. Let's talk about the real team in LA and how championship teams, all right, when they have somebody on the ropes, you knock them out. All right, we were tired of seeing Russell Westbrook swear at women and children on the sidelines. Come on, man. No, get out of here with that. Get out of here with that.
Look, man, Russ is a unique type of player. But there was a beautiful picture on Twitter where it showed how the Lakers used to guard Dame Lillard, and it was like all out double team.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite for Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook, they just left him wide open. I gotta send that to you.
Man. Look, Westbrook is that guy at the park that can't shoot worth the lick, and he just keeps shooting. And you know what? You're just gonna let him shoot. Keep shooting.
Oh yeah. Westbrook has that irrational confidence to where you kind of want to see him hit a couple because then you know that's gonna lead to 10 bad shots. And he's
a legend in his mind. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, I average a triple-double. Hey, I'm great.
Yeah. And D'Antoni is not going to stand up to Russ. And James
fired,
Harden,
right?
And Harden is not going to stand up to Russ. And Harden does his usual disappearing.
D'Antoni got fired, right?
No, he didn't get fired.
Oh,
he dumped the Rockets. He said, hey, I'm not coming back.
Oh, wow, that's breaking news.
Yeah, he said
it was one of those deals where your boss is gonna fire you, but you're like, you know what? This is preemptive. I'm not gonna give you a chance to fire me. I quit.
So, I was playing around at work the other day and just coming up with my playoff rankings for next season. Now that Houston is without their coach, I already knew that they were going to be in for a fall, so I kind of had them fighting for the last playoff seed. What do you think happens to Houston, man, without D'Antoni in that system? Who should they bring in? Like, you have any suggestions?
Man, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know who wants to take over that mess.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a mess. You do have 2 MVPs. You got Eric Gordon. You got PJ Tucker. Like, they're a talented team. They just went with a gimmick-style basketball. And
yeah, that's all Daryl Morey, though.
Yeah, and he needs to go, too.
Analytics.
Yeah, after they tried to kill Melo's career, I was happy to see them blow up. But
you're not sad to see them go.
Oh, I love seeing that. They tried to kill Melo's career. They sent Chris Paul to Siberia. They thought he wasn't going to do anything at OKC, and he almost took them out the last series. But I have heard rumblings that maybe Ty Lue or Sam Cassell, somebody like that. But
Oh, Sam Cassell, man, that's a great Houston Rocket right there.
oh yeah,
That's a great
and Clipper baby. Sam Cassell has some success with the Clippers.
Right. Because
Yeah,
people remember him as a Clipper.
I remember
so many championships as a Clipper.
I remember him
right.
as a Clipper. But no, it would just be interesting to see what they look like in a normal system.
One more thing, man. I just got a kick out of James Harden's comments after the game. He said they were one piece away. And maybe he was referring to like Hakeem Olajuwon or something. I don't know. Come on, man. They didn't stand a chance. All right, they didn't have a dude taller than 6'5" out there. Come on, man.
Right. Okay, another team that disappointed significantly is the Milwaukee Bucks, man. What the hell happens with them this offseason?
Look,
oh, God. Here we go. I already know what you're going to say.
I don't think the Greek Freak was healthy, obviously. I mean, he was, he was injured. Okay. I don't think he was 100%.
Okay.
He doesn't have, Middleton is not a second option.
No.
I mean, I think also you have to factor in the fact that they were the best team record-wise in the league. And because of this whole bubble thing, it is kind of a disadvantage that they didn't, get to play at home.
Absolutely.
So you gotta take that into account. And the Lakers have kind of dealt with that, pretty well. I think that the bubble is kind of been a good thing for them because they're pretty focused. They seem pretty focused on winning it for Kobe, and that's what they're gonna do.
You know what? I give you a lot of credit because I was waiting for the whole Greek Freak to LA thing because that's what.
No, look, I'm not even going to entertain that conversation because I think we can win this year. I think we can win without the Greek Freak. Okay. I mean, if we get the Greek Freak, that's like a cherry on top. But that's something that we're gonna, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay, well, look, I'm proud of you because I thought that's what you were going to come with, and I respect. Yeah, man, they underachieved horribly. That roster, I never loved that roster. Eric Bledsoe, he started as a Clipper, and he's getting starters money. Eric Bledsoe's a backup. Like, he's not a starting caliber point guard. His decision-making, his ball distribution is just not there. Chris Middleton is a number 3. He's not a number 2. They got, like, George Hill, Brooke Lopez. They got a bunch of, West
role players.
Yeah, they got a bunch of nice pieces. But I think those pieces – I actually think that team would work if Giannis's game was more like KD's game. Like, if he can get his own shot, if you could throw the ball to him in the post, if you could do some more things. But Giannis, his game is still pretty raw. He needs a lot of help. That's why I'm thinking, trade for somebody like Chris Paul. Somebody that can orchestrate the offense because they have a lot of nice pieces. Go ahead, trade for Chris Paul or somebody who's a floor general to take the pressure off Giannis, who can make some shots down the stretch, be a leader. And I think the Bucks will be right back in it. And,
do you think he'll stay?
Yeah,
because I'm hearing different things. I mean, he said he's committed to staying, but I've also heard that he unfollowed all of his teammates. That's not a good sign.
Well, I actually heard he unfollowed everybody, and it only follows 8 people. So I don't know what's going on there. Obviously, that's not a great sign.
So right now he's just going to follow Instagram models. That's it.
I mean, hey, that's not the worst thing in the world. But
that's what I do.
He's out of the bubble. He's out of the bubble. But listen, man. Look, it's the modern day NBA. You see the Warrior memes. The Warrior memes where they're like Steph Curry looking, Steve Kerr, Klay Thompson looking. I heard the Clippers would make an offer for Giannis. I heard Dallas Mavericks. So there's a lot of people who would love to have Giannis. I hope he stays. I hope they maybe get a new head coach or at least bring in a Chris Paul or somebody like that to kind of change the makeup of their team.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the offseason.
Yeah, man. It's the bubble playoff basketball hasn't disappointed. We've had some major upsets already with, like I said, the Milwaukee Bucks. We never even once brought up the Philadelphia 76ers and the travesty that they are. But let's just.
Hey, how about Miami though?
No,
What a run!
and we should give credit to teams like Miami and Boston for taking care of business, doing what they're doing.
Yeah,
And
I knew Boston would be there. I'm very surprised Miami made it far.
Because if you look at Miami, it doesn't. They don't have like multiple all stars. I don't know if Bam was an all star or not, but yeah, and Jimmy Butler's not like a top 10, top 15 player. When you think of it, even though I definitely would take him over somebody like Paul George right now. But anyway, they're to me overachieving. We all thought they were one piece away. I remember there was rumors of Chris Paul going there, maybe a Drew Holiday, something like that.
And Chris Paul been rumored to go everywhere.
Oh yeah, I heard Denver was rumored to pick him up. Like all of a sudden, he went from nobody wanting him to now everybody wants him.
Heck, he was going to be a Laker at one point.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah, I do. I do remember that. And he came here and he turned this franchise around. But listen,
boy, he regrets that move. Well, it wasn't his fault.
First off, he's like, where do you think all the State Farm commercials came from? That was our time, baby.
Right. I love the commercials.
But look, man, playoff basketball has definitely lived up to all the expectations. Man, the world wants to see LA versus LA, except for probably the people in Denver.
You guys need to hold your end of the bargain. We're waiting for you. We're waiting on you.
Hey, Clippers, please, Doc, PG, Kawhi, don't leave me in this city with Laker fans if y'all get bounced early. Please don't do that to your fans.
It's not all Kawhi's fault. There's others.
Hey, mark my words, Kawhi taking 40 shots like he did with Toronto in Game 7 against Philly. But, hey, man, look, we got some other things going on in sports. We're not just basketball guys. We're big-time football fans. We got multiple fantasy football leagues going. What stuck out to you on the first Sunday of the NFL this week?
Well, let's talk about the Cowboys and that disappointing loss.
Right to it, huh?
I mean, look, we didn't have a preseason. I'm not making excuses, but I look at this week as a preseason game. Okay. I mean, look, a lot of the young guys didn't really get an opportunity, to show what they can do. CeeDee Lamb had, a decent game looking at the box score. He had about 5 catches, so it's just nice debut.
With that 88, he looks like a young Dez, to be honest with you.
He's gonna be, another great 88. Michael Irvin and Dez. But like I said, preseason, usually you get to show what you can do, and we didn't have a preseason, so I kind of figured that week 1 of the NFL was gonna be, pretty. I wouldn't say high caliber football because of the fact that, none of the teams had, and then, it's everybody is the same. No one had preseason. So, I mean, no excuses, but it's going to take a while for teams to kind of, if the Cowboys are not playing up to par by the 3rd, 4th week, then I'll be concerned. This is just one loss. It's a shame that, none of the stadiums can have fans in attendance. I know that the Chiefs game had about a quarter of the stadium filled, right, to see their team get their championship rings, which was cool. But the Cowboys game, obviously, the new Rams stadium in Inglewood, was it SoFi Stadium or whatever it's called? Yeah, I mean, it's a little different when you don't have fans in attendance. And like I said, it had kind of like a preseason feel to me. What was your takeaway?
I mean, I appreciate you as a Cowboys fan making all those excuses for us because the Rams didn't have a preseason game either. And there was a critical moment, second half. Cowboys had a nice drive. We're down 3. We decided to go for it on, I think, like 4th and 2, 4th and 3, instead of just kicking the easy field goal and tying the game up. That came back to bite us in the ass. Some people say they like the play call. They like the idea of going for it, but they hated the play call. Other people like me was just like, what are you doing? Just tie it up. There was plenty of time left. There was no need to go for it at that point. And I put us behind the 8 ball the rest of the game, and we could never win.
Yeah.
Our defense gave it up real quick in the beginning, like usual. They just scored on this. Offensively, we look the same, man. Like sometimes we look really good, and other times we just can't move the ball.
I mean, Zeke almost had 100 yards, so that's par for the course.
Well, Zeke had 127 all-purpose yards with 2 TDs.
Yeah.
Dak threw for like 266. I think he threw for a TD or ran for a TD. I mean, the play of the game is obviously the offensive pass interference that they called on Michael Gallup, because that was going to set up our game, either tying or winning drive. And I'm not being a homer, but that was a horrible call, because Gallup didn't ever extend. He just kind of had his arm there, and him and Jalen Ramsey were hand fighting. And Ramsey, like a true, basketball player, flopped. And the ref, it got the ref's attention, and they threw the flag and killed that whole play.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Cowboys would have won if they.
I mean, that goes to show you that the general consensus is the Cowboys get a lot of calls, but I tend to think it's actually the other way around. Yeah. They get a lot of bad calls their way also.
Not bad calls.
That's how it goes.
You're going to hear Skip talking about that all day. You're going to hear Stephen A. Smith do his usual. Somehow, some way, the Cowboys find a way to lose, or what can go wrong will go wrong. I'm sure you'll hear that tomorrow. But
look, it's not time for panic mode. It's just one game. Like I said, we didn't have a preseason. Mike McCarthy is implementing his system. It's going to take a while. So we just got to be patient.
For sure. And technically, I mean, there's no fans, but it was a road game against the Rams, who are going to be a solid team. So it's not like we're the Philadelphia Eagles, who gave up a 17-0 lead to the Washington football team.
That's embarrassing.
I had to catch myself. The Washington football team.
Embarrassing. So, Marco, I'm talking to you. That's embarrassing.
Hey, Duran's an Eagles fan too. So shout out.
Oh, well, that goes for you, Duran. That goes for you as well. That's embarrassing.
So yeah, like the good thing when you're a Cowboys fan is the Eagles lost. The Giants will most likely lose because they're the Giants. And if Washington's in first place, that really means we're in first place, because who gives a crap about Washington?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
So, I mean, look, man, how's your fantasy team doing? What other things stood out to you in the NFL this week?
Oh, my goodness. Let's see. So, going into Monday night, I am up by a comfortable 12 points. My cousin Junior has Melvin Gordon, the running back for Denver Broncos, and I'm hoping that
Junior about to knock you off.
I'm hoping Melvin Gordon tears his ACL on the first play of the game.
See, you say things like that. Blake Jarwin tore his ACL today.
Are you serious?
Yes, man. Blake Jarwin,
our tight end.
The tight end who's supposed to replace Jason Witten, he tore his ACL today.
Oh, and Wynn's with the Raiders now, so.
Yeah. I mean, they got some other guy in there. I forget his name, but you can't say stuff like that.
I'm kidding. I don't wish that upon nobody.
Yeah.
But maybe he just gets like a little ankle sprain or something. I don't know.
There you go. Just a mild sprain, and they just as a precaution. But yeah, man. Look, around the league, Arizona beat the San Francisco 49ers. I have a few Arizona.
You're not gonna gloat about your 3-foot quarterback.
You got a few Arizona Cardinals on my team this year.
I've got a story for you, man.
I got Kyler Murray. In both my leagues. I also got
Big game.
And then I got this guy. You might have heard of him. His name is DeAndre Hopkins. He had quite the ball game today, so I'm feeling good about my Cardinals. I'm a Cowboys fan, but hey,
I told you. No matter how bad Kyler Murray is, as long as he throws the ball anywhere in the vicinity of D-Hop, he's going to catch it. Look, D-Hop is going to make him look like a good quarterback.
Kyler Murray had over 80 rushing yards and scored a touchdown as well. That's all him, buddy.
Yeah, and guess what? Fantasy football karma got me. So I joined a different league,
really?
with an automated draft, and guess who the computer thought would be a great quarterback for my team?
You got Kyler Murray, huh?
You guessed it, Mr. T-Rex arm.
You've been disrespecting that man for far too long, and he did well for you today, didn't he?
And they got a W.
Yeah.
But you know what? My dad was mad because, as you know, he's a 49er fan.
Mm-hmm.
He was pissed. He was pissed. I mean, he was like, I'm gonna break the TV kind of pissed. So yeah, he was not happy with his Niners. This is going back to the Super Bowl when when they blew the lead against Kansas City and Mahomes.
And you gotta remind me, Walt or Junior is a Raider fan.
So Walt is a huge Raider fan, and Junior is a huge Atlanta Falcon fan.
So Josh.
We play next week, and we got a little side bet. Junior and I, we're betting a 24-pack of beer. Cowboys and Falcons next week, pal.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take care of the Falcons, no problem. But I just wanted to shout out the Raiders, man. Josh Jacobs, I got him again for the second year in a row. 3 touchdowns today, man. He was killing.
Yeah, but it's week 1, so I wouldn't start making Super Bowl plans yet.
True. Listen, I think I am projected to have the most points overall in our league this week. So, I mean, what else is new?
Really, I thought our new guy Jim was the top scorer.
Oh, you think Jimbo's the top scorer? Let me pull it up right now. Let me pull it up right
now. Man.
I'm happy Jim.
McCaffrey from me.
I'm happy Jim's in the league, though, doing well. I'm projected to get 168. No, I'm actually at 168 right now. And Jim, he's at 159. So, yes, I am the top scorer of the week, sir.
Okay, but not bad for a new guy, right?
No. And Jim has played fantasy football before, so I know he's ready to go. But listen, I'm good, man. Football, Cowboys lost, Clippers lost. Fantasy league and my big money team, I lost. I did win my matchup this week in the Control Room Podcast League. So, like I said, I was in my feelings. I had to go on Hulu, pull up an old show called Nashville. I know you don't know nothing about that. It's about country singers in Tennessee. Okay, I had to totally disconnect.
What are you watching?
Okay, listen. So you remember the little girl from Remember the Titans?
Oh yeah, Hayden Panettiere.
So she's in it. And then, did you ever watch Friday Night Lights? Coach Taylor's wife.
Of course, man.
Mrs. Taylor. She's in that too. So they're the reason why I gave it a chance. It's actually really
okay. Where can I watch this?
Hulu.
I'm sold, man.
Nashville.
Give me your send me your password.
Yeah. Check your messages. I'm gonna send it in a few minutes. All right. Well, look, man, I'm all out of stories for the week. Unless you got something else you want to share,
I think we covered just about everything.
I see it's an alcoholic beverage you're having. Are you drinking in podcast?
I mean, gotta kind of decompress a little bit. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
It was a tough day, tough week.
Tough week. You want to let the people know about your tough week, man? Let you know you're the man.
Well, I got hit by a damn semi truck. But I live to tell about it, man. I feel like Sam Jackson in Unbreakable.
But Sam Jackson actually was like super fragile. It was actually Bruce Willis who was.
Oh wait, was it Bruce Willis?
Yes, it was Bruce Willis.
It's been a while, man. I saw that movie like 10 years ago. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I think you might have had too many cervezas. So maybe we should let Romo get some sleep. We're glad you made it. We need you on the podcast, man. We love your contribution. And
again, big props for facing the music tonight, man.
Listen, I gotta let Clipper Nation know. Listen, it's gonna be okay. Kawhi was brought to Clipperland for Game 7. This is why he's here, and he's gonna show us why he's the best player in the NBA. Period.
Sunday. Oh no, it's Tuesday.
There you go. Tuesday. Like I said, that's why, guys, don't drink in podcasts. Hey, hey, like, share, subscribe. Please tell everybody about the show, especially the YouTube channel, because we're still trying to get that off the ground. Still going to be an audio format on all the streaming platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, whatever you can find podcasts. We're there. And until next time, talk to you.
Hey, Romo's on Twitter now.
Okay,
I'm back on Twitter, baby.
What? And you want to tell the people what your Twitter handle is?
Ramiro Romo Jr. Tree.
I thought it was a different one. Maybe that's.
I changed it. It's a long story. I'll tell you all about it. Okay. I got women stalking me, man. I'll tell you all about it later.
Clearly, Romo's drunk, and that's the end of the show. So we'll talk to you guys later.